Y'all know exactly what time it is. The minute you see these colors, you know that the future of esports is right here in front of your eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to ASL week number 2 of term 1, of course in partnership with Ace and Nitro. I'm AR, joined by the beautiful, the wonderful, the Chandler himself, Altruism.
That was going on such a nice positive streak the whole way through. It's a good thing, right? AR, it's our first cast of the year together, ending off week number 2, the first week of broadcast. And again, I mean, it's been so good. I did it yesterday with Naori. You did it on Tuesday. We've gotten to see like the flavors, the tastes that are coming out, old names that are coming back, man. I got to see Danka yesterday playing. They came third at AGC last year. They were coming out first in the whole of week 1, and they dominated week 2 as well. So the good old-fashioned names, the guys with competitive experience, are really stepping up again, and it's a challenge to the newbies. But newbies, we have 182 schools signing up for ASL this year.
Absolutely, and with that biggest turnout, it changes things for the Premier Division as well, because that means now that only one team per school can go ahead and enter that Premier Division, which means the stakes are even higher than what they first were. We are going to be going into some Fortnite action in just a little bit, but the dynamic duo is back. We're excited to be here. And heck, Alt, you and I were just talking about this just before we went live. There's a massive update tomorrow.
Oh man, it's kind of sad because I've gotten to watch a couple of the games like being played now over this last patch, and the mobility, we'll get into all of that details later, but it's had its own flavor. I don't even know what to expect. Next week is going to be chaos, which is kind of what this patch is about, I think. But the fact that these kids, we've seen it time and time again, they adapt so quickly to a new patch. This weekend is going to be a grind fest for so many of these youngsters.
Yeah, absolutely. The trailers have been out. It looks absolutely incredible. Things flipping on its head from the Samurai Ninja Japanese season that we have right now into a full, what it's titled as, a lawless season. There's things like dual wielding a shotgun and an SMG at the same time. There's a baseball bat that you can bonk your bros with in Fortnite Battle Royale, baby. Everything's going to be turning over on its head next week, and that's going to be very, very interesting because, like you said, Alt, these guys learn these things so quickly. We've seen it to the point where they've only had 1 day to actually go ahead and utilize that few hours to go ahead and get to know everything about a season. We've seen it like on day of update. They've played in ASL and they've done brilliantly. So we know that the future of esports is going to be strong. And starting next week, we will see what the new update brings.
It's going to be great. The one thing TikTok does well, shares quick tips on how to get the most efficacy out of a new season. So these kids are doing their research, finally doing their homework when it's something that they love. This is the Schools League. There's a lot to play for, of course. 32 spots in that Premier Division, like you said. Only one per school means that we're going to have a lot of people qualifying. And that's what this first term is all about. 4 weeks of games. We're at the end of week number 2. The end of this, you get seeded into Premier, First, Second, Third Division, etc. And so with those spots, those ones fighting it out for the spots at AGC later this year, the LAN held in Cape Town alongside all the pro LANs. But it is Fortnite time, and AR, we say we do this every week. 2 lobbies, kills and placements, both earn you points.
Yeah, and you know, we saw what the strategies were for this ending of the season over the past 2 days. The mythics and mobility, always. We talk about the M's all the time, right, Alt? The med kits and the medicines, the mobility, the materials. We constantly see it happening, and it seems to be the same over here. A couple of teams going up to the north. Demon's Dojo was highly contested over the past 2 days. Obviously, that mythic void Oni mask that gives you so much mobility. We saw how many people actually managed to create so much distance between a team that was gunning for them and pushing them, and they managed to get away just far enough so that they could get those reboot cards of their teams and then just get back, get out of dodge and manage to bring their team back. But we're landing just outside of Flood Flooded Frogs right now. We see that slurp truck over there, the free heal. But we are going to land over here with Cool Asakura, who's going to land on a chest, get some materials. And that's the important things. How many times in the past 2 days, Alt, did we see the materials being used early on and then having nothing in that endgame?
Yeah, it's the classic story of efficacy and efficiency, your rotations around here. But this is going to be a tough game for this team at least. You see all of them on the drop. They were aiming for those northernmost houses. And then there was a team that cut them off, so they tried to back up, realized 2 teams that dropped behind them. And now basically have the scraps of what the swamp can offer heading towards the island in the middle. So a lot of quiet drops. No one actually wanting to take this fight as always. And everyone seems to have a lot of space to work with, except for this one team at the north. But very vacant center. And I must admit, this has been something that I've come to respect about these youngsters. They've got the maturity to play the beginning slow, not chasing kills all the time. Although when one presents itself, Sin are going to be able to pick up a first knock of this. Don't know if they're going to be able to confirm. One player has been eliminated. My apologies.
Yep, absolutely. And Flooded Frogs over here is sort of this hotspot. There's a little underground basement area that you can only get in with using that void mask that we talked about. You can't break the walls to get into it. There's a ton of loot, a ton of epic chests in there as well. The elemental chests, which also give you these new additions that they added this past season, known as boons. And some of them even mark opponents when you knock one of them, so it marks where the rest of the team is. Very, very strong. So this place will always be contested just for that underground area. But this is the PRG side. Luca Legendary and Sam, the last ones left alive. SMG in hand and that gray shotgun for Luca. It has the full HP that's needed. Not a lot of builds over here. Only 11 to the name. But gonna play it slow. But you can't play it too slow, especially when there's that team that just landed up north as well, gonna be pushing in towards the center of the zone.
Yeah, they're playing it very methodical, trying to get the best jump, but you've got to get this jump right. You've got to immediately take someone down, and you got to finish the rest of the team quickly because the third party is waiting and lurking. As soon as those first gunshots go off, your timer kind of starts. Now you're going against this team who's much better kitted out. They are perfectly stocked on everything. They can win any war of attrition. Going to take a little break in the body there for a second. Not exactly sure what the play is, but Stinner keeps lighting up this scoreboard, though. Takes down 2 of the PRG members. So, going to keep an eye on Sinner for those kill stats later. Yeah, already picking up 3.
Yeah, and as we all know, like you said earlier, kills and placements will count for those points. And we've seen teams dominate those kill feeds over the past 2 days, gunning forth and getting kills almost instantly. Mr. Potato Man does get knocked in right now, trying to go and clutch up 38 HP, but unfortunately gets knocked while trying to build up onto height.
This is the third party that we were looking for.
Yep, that is the third party that landed up north. It is going to be Dragon and the rest of the squad. AWAC, familiar names that we've seen before last year, play so well in ASL, taking us down to 16 teams and 46 players left.
16 teams. I mean, we yesterday at least when we were watching this, we saw mostly no teams going down. A lot of individual kills in the first, 5 minutes, but very few teams eliminated. Right now here, the players are out for blood, and as soon as they get any sort of advantage or a knock on their opponents, they're thirsty to kill the rest of the team. Blocky Steve gets his void jump wrong, though, looking for a second one, sliding out of danger. 1 bullet is all it would take, and that's managed to get to the rocks just in time. But very nearly gets taken down, but here come the opponents lurking up behind him. They're ready to chase, and Blocky's waiting, trying to get that HP back up. Void jumps to the other side under the bridge, and that's evade for now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And of course, you got to know that there's that cooldown on that void mask. So if you do mess up, you're going to have to wait that 7 seconds or so to go ahead and before you can use it again. Leaves you open, leaves you vulnerable to enemies shooting at you. Purple shotgun getting marked over there as well. And we see the blue hollow twister assault rifle in inventory right now of Flex. And of course, they brought back hit scan this chapter out, which we've seen how good it actually is. A little bit difficult sometimes to go ahead and lead the target, judge the bullet drop. But with the hit scan, these guys' aim are insane.
It's great. You can actually predict someone who's like jumping through the air. you can suddenly predict that like arc down a little bit easier and take them out. So someone trying to bunny hop away, you can just get a center mass shot and take them out, kind of thing. Really, really nice. And again, when someone's starting to build, it gives you an extra second. What a lurk coming out there. Again, these guys are going for that Jurassic Park mentality. You can only see me if I move. And just hides behind this little build. One jumps over the side, comes back, being spotted out there. You gotta go. No. Yes. Okay, there's the shots from the side. You baited us. You had me in the first half there, guys.
Dressed up as the same skin also. We saw the one crossover. They pulled some twin magic over there on us. Twin magic right there happening. We thought they weren't spotted out. In fact, they were taking us down now to 39 players left alive. So can you imagine if we actually managed, because this happened just a couple of weeks before ASL began, as Rocker gets taken out to 2 HP in a very, very precarious position. Can you imagine if we had that Godzilla event in ASL right now?
Oh man, that's I never know when we're going to get an ASL. We changed it up so often within a single season. I mean, we had a crossover of 4 different fandoms last year to end off. So Godzilla would have been a fun addition, I must admit. But here we see Rockerblade being backed up by teammates. They do manage to confirm a kill. Rest of the squad still putting in damage, and Onesie going to be the victim of those shots. Prince just hiding behind the wall. Rockerblade still yet to actually regain. So going to be on 2 HP for this engagement, taken down in a single shot as a result. Now it's all up to Prince.
Prince right now trying to maybe go for a revive. It's going to be tough, especially when that rapid fire SMG is in the opponent's hand. Wall getting taken as well now. Shotgun in hand. It is going to be the auto shotgun though. And it's not going to be that good on damage output. And there is the cleanup from Pin, taking us down to 13 teams and racking up a beautiful 3 kills for their squad. 1 down though, we'll have to go ahead and get that. But now Bull's getting shot at again. This is third parties that we constantly talk about. Shields get cracked, and you will have to go ahead and pop those 2 big pots for Dewey as well, trying to go ahead and move out, has that movement that needs be, and we'll see how that fight actually turns out.
Still going to chase them, push them out of the factory, and now trying to get some sidelines as to exactly how far and what they need to invest. Seem to be going a little bit more patient, and I appreciate they're probably going to not have too much loot from those bodies left over. Certainly at least trying for their aggressive plays. Yeah, we jump into a lot of action. Flicks takes the zipline, gets knocked down immediately. Batman going to be able to take that. We lose another team down to 13, 36 players, and it's not going to be over right now. Swift, the teammate of Flex, immediately claimed afterwards. Sinrio Mac now, the last standing member, pretty far away. Maybe that's a good thing.
Just a 3 stack of presents over there, but the only gifts were bullets to the head from that entire squad. And that's the dangerous thing about those zip lines. Sometimes it just takes way too long to actually go up it. It takes a little second before it activates, and you're fully exposed. You can't shoot back. You can't move too quickly. You're just stuck in that vertical position, and you're so easy to beam. We saw that in hand. Even though the sword was in hand, it could have been good plays. Unfortunately, did not work out. And we move over to another fight now, into the farthest. Bulls going out very quickly. Blue shotgun in hand will deal a lot of damage up close, and the Bulls ult. We talk about how good the Bulls actually are on this ping. Can you only imagine when we get that low ping service?
It's going to be fantastic. I recognize this team. These are my boys. This was Thomas Moore on the field. The one time I'm allowed to be a little biased. Brand new team, seeing how they group up together. I've heard some good communication coming out of them. And look at the speed coming out. Drilling a youngster at just a grade 8. Is really impressing me in terms of his mechanical prowess. Now it's about the decision making. Manages to get the high ground, takes one down, gets a good shot in the second and claims it. Gonna be able to take down the third, clutch it up, Drilling, you beauty. Gets Reflex back into the action as well.
What an insane play over there. Going high, going low, taking out the entire squad. And we'll go ahead and get that revive as well. Teammate back in action. Well done over there to Jalen as we move over to the ZWK side. Only a duo over on this team. Sword in hand, though, right now. Trying to find where that player has run to. And the Typhoon Blade has done so much damage in this past season. If we could ever get a stat of how much damage was dealt with the sword, I would love to know, because it's so powerful. It gives you that little bit of mobility, where you can just jump high and dash a little bit forward. It gives you two types of attacks. First one being those very quick slashes. The second one being that big slash that knocks your opponent back. It's just such a unique item. It's so powerful, and a lot of people are gonna miss it. We move over to the snow tops right now, as Snowwolf will go ahead and confirm the first knock, and then immediately push in with the team.
Big aggressive players again, taking a full advantage, going around and slice and dice. And it's Nature Boy picking up a double kill to claim the lives of their opponents. Like you say, that sword, both the mobility it gives you, and I must admit, I played on controller. I'm not a controller player. I played on controller, and that was the weapon that was so nice to go towards. You turn it into a little RPG there for a second. You manage it. If it works, it works, right?
If it works, it works. And yes, chat, when he's saying RPG, he's talking about a role-playing game, not the explosive rocket. 10 teams left, 25. Can you imagine a rocket-propelled sword? Hang on, that's an idea, Alt. Someone contact Epic.
Give it time. This is Fortnite.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see it, but we move on now. 10 teams left, 25 players, and of course, those shots and the swords were heard over here by the solo sub, looking to go ahead and maybe get this reboot. Going to be extra careful. There are these wooden walls over here, not his as well, so being extra cautious before that revive goes out. Move over back to the ZWK side, or healing up with that Slurp sprite. One of 3 sprites in this current season. We've got the Slurp one that heals you up for both your health and your shield. We've got the Wind one, which goes ahead and gives you a free rotation. And then there's one that we haven't seen yet in ASL Alt. It is the Earth sprite. You can feed it any item, being a shield or weapon, and it will always give you a golden weapon in return.
Oh, man, you're desperate to see that. This is the last time we get to see it on broadcast if it gets removed in this next update. And we're going to see, Toxic taken down in a single clip. Pine, a name that we have seen in previous years, coming back up. And we've seen them in that first fight earlier in the day. Still looking at these angles and managing to find around the edited builds. Now going to try and beam through here. Got to be careful. Enemy pokes in from the left-hand side. Slow reactions, but counters with great edits, great builds the time and cleans up here. Not a single casualty for the squad.
Slow reactions, but faster than light builds over there. And edits, oh my goodness, edits that window so quickly. Gets a shot in the leg, and then manages to go ahead with the teammate to get that elimination and keep their own life as well. As we move over to Jen, who unfortunately, as we switch over, gets knocked next to that tree. Unfortunately, now it will be up to the team to try to go ahead and get that revive. And we talk about numbers game all the time, Alt. You don't want to have your numbers down. There are a couple teams that we see that are only 2, but unfortunately, Bucktooth gets eliminated, and that will be the end for that team. And it is going to be Dragon and the rest of the squad who are going to be the eliminators over there. 7 teams left, 18 players left alive.
Dragon and AWOC, 2 names again that we've seen before. The KB7, I believe, is new. I don't recognize them from last year. Again, there are so many players, good thing, that you can't keep track of them all. But I definitely recognize Dragon and AWOC. They've placed very high in a couple of our week's tournaments. So excited to see them back and doing well for themselves. 10 kills for the squad. That's a great way to get your KP up. And when you're already up to 7th position, you're getting some decent placement points as well. So great first lobby for this squad. A couple of teams still just outside the zone. That red one, Southeast, going to be taking a lot of storm damage and going to need to rotate quickly or have some meds. They're also being gate kept just inside. A couple of med kits lying around. They got a nice booster pad here to get themselves rotating in. And just it's up to the team on the inside. Oh, they've split up, actually. 2 take to the hills. 1 going to run it on foot. See where they can meet up with a team on the hills on the other side. Can they spot them and shoot them out the air?
Swift over here was just freshly rebooted. We can tell by the inventory. Only that medkit and a grey pistol in hand. No shields. Will take that launch pad to get towards zone. Taking a little bit of storm damage, but should make it just before 75. Will make it in, but with 30 seconds left, you will have to move again. And opts to actually go towards these chests down here. Get some loot. You can always run through. And there's a blade for a little bit of mobility as well. And some splashes to get your health and shields up. Beautifully done.
What a nice way. And then going to get those splash containers. What a good heads-up play to realize I can get to the zone, but I'm not actually going to die. What I am going to die to is not having anything when I'm there. So 2 chests kitted out now with at least a respectable lineup. Ooh, early Pike, you're in a bit of danger right now, looking to orb out and does manage to get to the high ground. Surprisingly, no, of course, not any sort of builds to work with, and so can't even cover their retreat. Desperate times right there, but we've seen Rats go very far in this just when they make some good decisions.
Yep, and that island has spawned in. Free rotate for anyone who wants to use it, and that free mythic up top. Of course, you'll have to fight Shogun X, the big boss on the top, turning Fortnite into Elden Ring, just to manage to go ahead and get that. Farming some material right now is KB. This was the team that we saw dominate just a little bit ago. We can see quite a bit of kills over here, 10 to the entire team's name, and they are going to try to get some more, especially with these 6 teams left alive. We are on zone number 5, 20 seconds as it closes in, and they will be moving along the little railroad tracks over here as well. So on the southern side of the circle, but that sword gonna get them to wherever the zone will move. And over the past couple of days, ladies and gentlemen, we have seen exactly how cruel the zones could be, from bouncing all the way into the ocean to then just being in the middle of a lake in which you could not build in. It's absolutely dominant. And there's the beams coming out of Dragon right now. That hit scan gun, that hollow twister assault rifle, and now the quick builds, the quick edits coming through, taking a height immediately, spotting where the sword user is. But again, that sword causes so much mobility that it's hard to go ahead and actually hit that shot.
That's a really nice aggressive play, though, and they have isolated. They've split up their opponents, and so Dragon does at least claim one, and now he can go for the second. But that rotation pulls out the sword to get speed is going to confirm the 1 kill, the casualty that they can get, and turns back to the team. That's what I like to see. You've got it, one person you know you could go for, but why take the 1v1? Buy time, and then come back with your whole squad. And 5 teams left, so actually a very vacant last couple of zones right now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we're used to seeing, like, in the last year or so, about 10 or 12 teams in the final zones, in, like, zone number 10. But with the metas constantly changing, we are going to see eliminations come very, very quickly. There's the second type of blade being used by Dewey right now. It is the kinetic blade that got re-added. Very good mobility, not good on the damage, though. For the damage, you're going to want to use the Typhoon blade. As Dewey gets shot from the left, still going to go ahead and keep that sword out, keep the mobility going. There are some battles just by this building. We'll go ahead and break it, get the metal out of it, and we'll actually decide to use the cone to go ahead and get the slurp battles much, much quicker. A little bit of cover from this, a natural cover on the island to go ahead and just utilize it. No builds being wasted. 84 only on Dewey. We'll need to farm up just a little bit. But for now, focusing to get to that zone, it will go ahead and change again in about 10 seconds. And with these 5 teams and 14 players, rotation is going to be extremely important.
Yeah, and when in all the moments that you're not rotating, that's when you start building up your mats, farm whatever's around you. Because like you say, with these zones, they move so much. If you build with all of your mats and the zone then moves away from it in 3 or 4 seconds time, you're kind of left with no options available to you. So I love what Flix is doing, scouting out, looking around, gets a couple of swings in, Jakes goes for the next plan, comms with the team. You shouldn't be standing still in Fortnite. So I love to see these little bits of efficiency that players manage to eke out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that zone moving towards the southwest now of the current circle. Japik actually gets taken out of here, confirmed by Nature Boy. That's going to add in the kill over to their team as well. In the kill feed, KB actually manages to take out Flix over there, who we were just spectating, and actually confirms Dragon will go ahead and take out Swift. So that is that team down as well. Another amount of kills over there for the side of Dragon and the rest of the squad. As we watch Epic Edgewan right now, who has that legendary hollow twister. And of course, if you can get that hit scan gun in a gold variant, you're gonna be sorted for these end games. But gets hit from the right, and I do believe that this is KB and the squad. Yes, it is. As Epic Edgewan gets taken out by KB, J-Craft trying to go ahead and move with that sword, but unfortunately gets beamed mid-air. And that is some more kills. And look at the kills on this team right now.
Yes. This is fantastic. 15 kills, 5 more than the last time we checked in with them. And it's their mobility, it's their movements constantly around. That's the thing about Hitscan coming back in. You can be baited into trying to hold the position and just take long distance shots. But if you're not watching for a second, opponents can sweep in behind you, take you down. And I mean, once they've got you who are already a duo and struggling in this, there's not much a solo can do except hope and try escape. Down to 3 teams. Snow Wolf gonna fall, and this high ground position taken by AWAC and Dragon gives them such a good position. They've got all the heals and sustain. Snow Wolf outside in the zone. Gonna be difficult to get that res back up. Nature Boy gonna hold the line while they try to get the res, but Flashy gonna be taken down. It's turning 1 casualty into 2. Aggressive position taken by KB7, shooting through the balls and creating that off angle for their opponents. Eliminated down 3 teams, and these guys, yeah, they've done all the work that they needed to get to this point.
Remember when I talked about that gold hollow twister? Yeah, KB has the mythic one, by the way. It doesn't matter what you got. KB's got the most powerful gun in the game right now and is looking to go ahead and rack up some more kills with it. Edits the wall beautifully and then gets that shotgun headshot with the sentinel pump and then moves immediately, by the way, with that void mask. Again, building on height, gonna reload that mythic down to our final 2 teams as Dragon goes ahead and takes out Snow Wolf again. And this is it, ladies and gentlemen. Snow Wolf gets taken out. You do not want to get caught in the zone. This is an 8-tick zone right now. Nature Boy caught out with only 8 HP. Cannot get touched by the zone. Taken down to 1. A dire situation. Has the med kits, but the zone so unforgiving. Chasing down Nature Boy. And now the rest of the squad going and pushing as well. Still managing to build, but unfortunately, one wrong step into that storm will see the end for Nature Boy, and our winners of the first match will go ahead and be Dragon, AWAC, and KB.
What a precision. What a textbook way to open up your account on week number 2. I mean, you go between moving from team to team. And like you said, that moment you pointed out, they're moving immediately was KB7. They got a kill and they were suddenly 20 meters away and taking new shots, building new ramps. It was such nice clinical precision. And when the whole squad is moving like that, they just feel like a pack of wolves roaming the entire island, claiming what's rightfully theirs. And at full HP at the end, it was basically just corralling their opponents for that finishing blow. That's experience coming to the fore.
Yeah, no, I just want to point out, we keep on saying this. It's both the kills and the placements that matter. I'm pretty confident that I read that correctly. That was a 21 kill victory royale for Dragon, AWAC, and KB over there. That is a ton of points, and that's what it's all about. When you know that only one team from your school can make it into the Premier Division right now, you gotta give it your all. You gotta play your best. I mean, there's 182 schools that have signed up for this. This is the 4th year of ASL, and everyone wants to be at the top right now.
Everyone wants to, and you can see it in the way these guys are playing. Their passion. These guys have drilled set plays. They've put in hours to get those builds up to that speed, to get the accuracy, to know exactly what loadout they want. I mean, everyone's got their style, and this when you watch someone do it as cleanly as they are, it becomes an art form, and it's really nice to watch. So yeah, there's a lot on the line here for the youngsters, but it's also the chance to prove yourself. You come out as the top team out of 182, and suddenly people are looking at you. And what a path that like ACGL has set up here, from the schools league to the universities and to the pro scene. And of course, ASA for education, ASA Nitro has been alongside this the whole way, basically, of ASL. So big shout out to them. We're setting up the second lobby, AR. Anything big that you're looking forward to?
I would like to see how that battle for the mythics go out. I mean, we always go ahead and see, okay, this player has the mythic gun that we just saw, the mythic hollow twister, or they have the mythic, the mask that lets you teleport. I want to see how they get to that, because once you know that strategy is good, you know that other teams are also thinking of that strategy. And whether they're just waiting for you to hack the train fully completely or defeat that boss who has that mask, they're just waiting to go ahead and third party. Will that be the case in game number 2 though? Or will these teams cleanly get what they want when they want it and then push on to those final zones? Don't touch that dial. When we set up game 2, we'll be right back with more ASL action.
Welcome to ASL Chat, the weekly video series where we know COD is a game and not a fish. This new series is where we'll have upcoming events, information, and all the results from ASL. What else do you think we'll have, Mr. Jason Cameraman?
You also do those like interviews and stuff. Those cool.
Interviews, that's right. We have one coming up with Ethan Alkster, the admin for ASL Schools. So if you've ever been given a penalty, take it up with him. Insanely, but maybe not unsurprisingly, Fortnite has the highest signups out of all of ASL. We have 178 trio teams, which makes up about 534 players and 6 lobbies. Be sure to catch the streams. We have Fortnite live Tuesday to Thursday from 4 o'clock onwards, Valorant on Wednesday, 5 o'clock, and Rocket League on Tuesday at 5 o'clock. Turn up and say hello to chat on ACGL Schools at YouTube or African Esports on Twitch. If you've been on the website in the last week, you would have seen we had a small update where now the league pages are a little bit easier to understand. If not, check out this awesome change. And now for a quick word from our sponsor. We're looking for more sponsors. This year we have 182 high schools competing, plus 1,123 students. If you want your advert, school, or information to be displayed on the stream, on the podcast, on the articles, let us know at schools@acgl.gg. We look forward to hearing from you. Here are some highlights for events that happened throughout the year IRL. We set up and assisted Wynberg Boys High School with their orientation. We had grade 8s match up with matrics and have a fun time playing FIFA and a few other things. What game do you think would have been good for breaking the ice, Jason?
Sure, it's got to be an ARAM League of Legends, dude. That's my go-to.
So if you want to hate your school experience, download League of Legends and you'll be good to go. Excitingly, Delta Park received 47,500 Rand as part of a donation drive that we held with AGC last year. With that, they managed to buy 4 fully equipped PCs, which we'll show you the clip now. Roll it.
You see, esports has everything we need.
It provides us with enough stimulation to keep us interested.
Until Sanctia.
Receiving this donation will mean a lot to us.
Thank you so much to the Toyota Gaming Engine, Cura Esports, Acer Nitro, and PC Builder for making this all possible. This year we are doing a similar donation drive, so if you think your school deserves it, wait for the announcement, because AGC 2025 will have that big prize. Upcoming events in South Africa. Thomas More College will be hosting an amazing Rocket League show match between themselves and some other schools in the area. That will be happening on the 22nd of February at their water polo event. So if you're in Durban, check them out. Esports teachers and coaches alike are getting ready for the Cura Esports in Durban. We've done this for the last 2 years, where basically we just upskill teachers and anyone who comes in how to run their esports programs more efficiently, and we have a bit of fun as we teach them how to play the games. It's an awesome experience and one of my favorite events every year, just because it's so different from the normal LANs and stuff like that. If your teacher is going, in the next month or so, they might just be better than you. There will also be awesome talks from industry experts like myself, and Magdalene de Kock, Stephen Reeds, Nick Holden, just to name a few others. The last thing we have for you before we go into the interview for this week is the results from the first week of ASL. Gibran Rajab from Cura van der Bijl Park won their EAFC match against PWRS_XD Izzy Nkolo from Glenwood High School. Shorter names, guys, please. On the Valorant side, Hoërskool Linden beat Redham House Bedford View without conceding a round. Awesome game, well done to your team. Check out this highlight from Waterkloof vs Alderain.
Yo, that kid has got mad skills. That's actually crazy.
Yeah, he's going places. Good job, Dr. Ghost 404 from Waterkloof. The full game will be streamed this Wednesday, so please do check that out. As always, for full results, check out the article and check out the website. And you'll be able to see every single game that happened this week, as much as I'd love to talk about all of them. Next, we have an interview with community manager and admin lead Ethan Alster-Kruger. We'll see you now. We are here, and this is not Ethan. His interview got corrupted, so we're here with...
My name is Willem Daniel van Zyl.
Perfect. And he just finished his weekly Fortnite games.
It's all about practice, consistency, and the level of your skill is basically determined on how you play with your team. So I think me and my team personally did well this week. We definitely have some improvements to make, but otherwise it's fine for now. But I feel good about all our tournaments right now. I think our team is placing well, and that's all I can say, but it's good.
Awesome. And where did you place in your first game and then your second game?
So in my first game I placed 6th, and in our second game we placed 5th.
That's pretty impressive with how big the lobbies are. What would you like to see your team work on specifically to get a bit better?
I think just teamwork, general teamwork. Some Fortnite players, I might use some concepts right now. Some Fortnite players might understand rotating to zones, and it's really hard to work as a team because every other team has had at least 2 years experience, and our team, we just started this year, but for the few weeks of practice that we had and our trials, I feel like we're very, very good and confident at the moment.
100%. And would you say having Bojo as a coach helps you strategize, help you be a better team? What kind of impact do you feel he has?
He really has a big impact because he's a professional player. So getting the insights of a professional player really helps us up our level and really know more about the game and what can benefit us.
What would be your goal for this year in terms of Fortnite?
In terms of Fortnite, maybe make it to some LANs, some tournaments that Paul Russo are invited to, go into this year, have exponential results so that we can become better, and just the general growth of our team, I think, is the best what we need right now.
Cool. And the last question I have is, why Fortnite? What spoke to you about Fortnite versus some of the other games you've played? Like, what is the main difference that makes you passionate about it?
What makes me passionate about it is my passion for strategic games. So it's also a combat game, but I can use my strategic brain power in the game, such as rotating into zones and many other concepts. And I think my uncle has been a big role in my life. So when I saw him playing it, it's kind of like whatever he does, I kind of fit into and do. So I think it's all thanks to my uncle that I'm standing here being interviewed and playing Fortnite today.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
At the beginning of every one of these broadcasts, we make you the promise that we're going to bring you the most exciting action. At the present moment, we have not let you down because today already, game number 1, AR, has been fantastic. Fortnite alive and well in these youngsters, and myself, Altruism, that fantastically wonderful, handsome gentleman over there, that's AR, and a smooth voice to match.
That's a complete lie, and I hate you for lying to these good people. But yes, absolute incredible action so far. We just witnessed a 21 kill victory royale for the side of Dragon, AWAC, and KB. I'm not too sure which school that is. If we can get confirmation on that from broadcast, we want to give them their congratulations.
On
but
Twitch chat,
remember,
you guys are here for the reason. Shout
Twitch
out
chat.
your team if you know these guys, please.
help us out. We are nothing without you, chat. All we do is go ahead and bring you this action live of 182 schools that have signed up for the 4th year of ASL. And of course, thank you to Ace and Nitro for making this all possible. And with that large amount of schools that have signed up, that means that we're only going to be able to get one team per school into that Premier Division. So the stakes are much higher, and we can see that these players know how high these stakes are.
I mean, AR, we haven't even mentioned the stakes properly. I mean, what is this all for? AGC, the LAN at the end of the year in Cape Town, the fact that you get to go and play in the schools league final and still have the opportunity to play in the open division alongside, literally sitting next to some of the best pros in the country as well. We were both there at last year's events, and man, that was a vibe. I want to see more schools there. I want to see people from around the country starting to gather for this event. It's been the second time we've hosted it, or ACGL at least has hosted it, and if anything, this year is going to be way bigger. So looking forward to that, and the players are wanting to get down to that. We're here for Fortnite, AR. This has been the end of a very interesting season. We're looking for the next one. We'll get into all those juicy details next week when it's officially announced. But from this, I want to know, what is the one thing you're going to miss from this season of Fortnite?
Ooh, I'd have to say the void masks. Like, just that mobility of being able to go ahead and throw that orb out, teleport. It goes ahead and just throws something into the mix that is so unique for this season. If that does get removed, I am absolutely going to miss it. It's most likely going to get removed with this new season coming up. But we did just get confirmation that that was Edgemead High Fortnite 1 that won that first game. And we do have a second one coming up as well. And if you guys are out there right now and are like, man, I wish I could get my school into this, you guys can for term number 2 by going to acgl.schools.gg and go ahead and get your schools signed up. We would love to see what you guys are capable of. But now we hop into the battle bus one more time for today. Out 56 players, 20 squads within this. Let's see how good this is going to go.
This is going to be interesting. I mean, like you said, a lot of the teams have the opportunity now to adapt. To do the first game was a very quiet opening. Aside from this Magic Mosses area, Flooded Frogs, that was pretty hotly contested. And it looks like it's going to be a game. Everyone else, kind of spread out over the map. Now you're given the opportunity, like you said, to start third party a little bit earlier. You know your opponents are contesting that thing that you had your eye on earlier. There's a couple of teams, they drop outside, they get a couple of nice loot chests, and then they go take on the boss. Right now, it gives people the chance to change up. We'll see the southeast certainly looking like a hot drop area.
Seaport City right now, kind of that hot drop. And I do want to mention before we get into some of this action while everyone's looting up, you mentioned mosses over there right now. There's actually also a secret underground cave that has a ton of loot in it and some secret walls as well that can only be gotten through if you have a slurp sprite, or a sprite of any kind, I should say. I'm not too sure if these players know it. I think that's also what I'm going to miss about it. This season has brought so much hidden little areas within the map. I mean, we've got Flooded Frogs that have the little area. Mosses has the underground basement. Who knows what else was on this map that no one found out?
Man, Fortnite has become a game that is as much about researching it outside of the game as it is in here. We say AWAC lighting up the kill feed for a second, and again, that's how Victor's Edgemead from the previous game and taking down, I think that's 2 kills for their squad, looking to clean up the third. Mikey, the guy, the first casualty here for Suki, and Roscoe left to defend Seaport City. It was going to be a hot drop from the beginning. Train going to come through and could be the last emergency escape for anyone. Roscoe going to be down, and Suki might want to take a break and head on that train out of there. No, lingers, trying to keep quiet. Builds a nice little cone just in case.
A little bit of protection if that door opens. Maybe you can go ahead and get a good little angled peek over there as well. But Seaport City actually hotly contended, and it's the first time we've seen it in this week. This POI getting some love from all these players. Mr. Potato Man in that kill feed does go ahead and confirm the alarm on a Rocket Blade as well. As we go ahead and Spectre 1Z right now, just farming some materials just to the western side of the factory. A nice little field of flowers over here. Very, very peaceful. And then you cut directly north of that back to Seaport. And then we see Edwin right now, who has used that chili splashes to go ahead and get that speed boost and is now just frantically farming materials before any shots can go off.
Yeah, at this stage, you've got 2 options when a fight starts. You got to finish it quickly and try not to lose anyone, or you just got to get out of there. And as teams have spent a little bit more time, at the beginning of the year, it's a little bit more tending towards the fight instinct. And as we get later into the season, schools start to realize that they may be not the dominators of the lobby as easily as they thought. Prince dropping down and spun around by their opponents. Mr. Potato Man got to clean that up really nicely. But certainly more aggression than I'm used to seeing when you look at how last season ended up.
Yeah, not looking like any team is going to go towards Demon's Dojo to get that Mythic Mask over there. A couple of teams close by, a team over in Magic Masters as well. We are going to cut to the western side, though. In this little swampy forest area, it is going to be the Osmode side right now. Copy. Not looking too good on the inventory. That does seem to be a rock that you can't farm. There's some stats for all of you. Some rocks can't be farmed over in this little swamp area. Keep that in mind. It's always good to watch ASL if you want some tips over here as well, guys. You'll love to see it over here. But not looking too good on the inventory over there. The only shotgun in hand is a weaker shotgun, and it only has 2 shots in it. It's a double barrel shotgun. So you are going to go ahead. If you miss that first shot, you only have 1 more to go and capitalize, and you know that it can't deal that much damage to go and clutch up anything as we go into the fights right now in Magic Masters. EJ right now using this tree as cover, not even going to build, literally telling these opponents, I am Groot, and goes ahead and gets 1 knock and now dashes in with the sword ult. EJ right now going to go ahead, build some cones. Get that floor, trying to get underneath.
Sorry, that Groot action, man, one with the tree and then backed up by the rest of the Guardians of the Galaxy, dive in there, rocket powered, and take out their opponents. That's such a nice clean shot, but that angle, just spotting out that their opponent was trying to head glitch and then beaming down that line, being like, go, come for it, stand, and opponent just holding position too long.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We're seeing a lot of only shotguns in people's inventories over here. I'm assuming these guys don't want to have that shotgun. It just so happens to be what they found. We also see the Oni Fire Mask in Mutual Card's hands right now. 8 charges on that. If it has a direct impact, it will deal 100 damage alt.
That's huge. But how difficult is it? It's a pretty slow projectile. But it's interesting how this team is playing. You know, they're going for the sprites. They're going for very unique masks. They've got an idea and a game plan that they're going through. Either that or it's full chaos mode. You can't really tell. But I'm going with that they have a plan. And on the other side of the map right now, on 150 ping, under disastrous onslaughts of Edgemead. And Edgemead going to be able to claim that on the back of AWAC. And look back at this team. Only 3 kills thus far. But look at those inventories that they've invested for the long game.
Only 3 kills, but that is a full squad, and there's only been 3 squads eliminated so far. Also, I want to point out that AWAC has a golden sentinel pump in hand. I mean, they just know where to find the best loot for what they need to do over here. We saw the mythic in hand last time, and now we see that golden shotgun as well.
Golden shotgun. I mean, how much have we seen shotguns dominate? It's been like 2 years straight where anyone who can run a good thing, you know, we've seen something like the Hellfire shotguns in the past. And when someone gets their builds and shotgun combos right, they close the distance. Death from above even. The guy bounces on top of you, and with something like the Oni Mask, being able to drop in on your opponents and one-tap into the face. Or Potato Man gets aggressive right now. Time's in there. Only a green shotgun in hand, but still going to try to take the close quarters fight instead. Try and beam down their opponents. A nice use of ramp there to get up and over the top. Rocker Blade confirmed.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautifully done through that kinetic blade to close that gap. Again, that is the mobility sword. Not going to deal too much on damage, but if you go ahead and decide to swing it, it will go ahead and knock your opponent back as that shotgun shot hit right before the wall was placed out. And Sinner right now going to go ahead, hungry for blood. Use that sword to dash forward. Cone down low, slides down. Gets the cheeky slide shotgun shot and confirms the kill immediately.
That was beautiful. That is the art I was talking about earlier. Goes into the air, knows that they've got the dash to get further if their opponent keeps trying to run away, realizes that they're trying to fortify, slide, cancels it, just slides down past, John Wick's past the uprights, and great way to finish it off. This is where class is coming through, and the zone moving ever closer means eventually we're going to start seeing these very mobile teams running into each other. Another clash up in the northeast here. Spooky, and gotta say, best name so far as a caster, Schloomp 123.
I love to see it over there as Copy right now with that SMG in hand. He's gonna go ahead and try to spray down. Not the gun that you want to be spraying down with, though, especially with that assault rifle in hand, but choosing to opt and use the blue variant over the gray. And there goes that fire mask. And there's the thing about it, Alt. It tracks your opponent down.
I did
So
not
if
know
they
that.
Yeah, when you talked about accuracy, I'm like, please let one of these guys use it so that he knows. It will track you down, but only way to go ahead and block that is canceling line of sight. So by running through a building or by putting down a ball, Copy though, getting taken out very, very quickly. Bitter as well. Schloomp is the last one left alive for the squad, as it is KB and the rest of the team looking for the elims. Schloomp taken down very low, does not know that they're getting shot in the back. And unfortunately, that will be it for the squad. KB again now with that golden assault rifle in hand, and these guys looking for gold by trying to get one more victory royale for today underneath their belt as they push forth into another fight, just spraying through the walls. Spooky getting taken down, but AWAC is taken down as well. Will have to go ahead and try to get the revive, and they will initiate that as Dragon now builds up some safety.
Plenty, just immediately moving with one mind. These guys, they finish a fight, they know that they probably based it in someone else and decide to turn it to their advantage. Dragon gonna hold the high ground, got a teammate rotating around the side, and the three of them converge. It's just a slaughterhouse on the inside, evaporate two teams. And these guys are set. Those 3 kills earlier that I was saying that was...
Yeah, I was about to say that.
That's done.
I was about to say that. I think they're on like 10 already, if I'm not mistaken, as we switch over to Epic Ed 1 right now. Has that mythic assault rifle in hand, meaning that they have captured the train, but there is someone to go ahead and break down this little wall like the wolf trying to break down the 3 little piggies' homes, but the sword in hand. This little piggy can defend himself with that katana and will go ahead and take out Harmless Potato with 20 HP, but the other teammate spraying from the road. It's just left up to Yuppie right now. 23 HP, sword in hand as well. Do you risk this? Yes, you do, but high risk, no reward, as we see some more shots heading towards these builds as well.
They got the time now to pick Potato back up, and it was the duel to the death there. It was Ghost of Tsushima right out here in Fortnite. I love all the collabs that this presents, and shotguns to the face, duel at close range. Toxic comes off the loser of that, and their teammate Golden Property spotted out. Numbers not to their advantage. Pine keeps going there and flashes up. Harmless Potato that we saw earlier goes down, and Golden Property soon to follow afterwards. Another team disappears as we go down under 10.
Yeah, absolutely. 9 teams left, 23 players within this, and usually we're so used to seeing 12 teams in zone number 10, but I think these guys know this is the last time that they're going to be playing this season. It's the last time we're going to be broadcasting Chapter 6 Season 1, so they are literally giving it their all, or maybe it's just the fact, it's the motivation that only one team from each school can get into the Premier Division that's fueling these guys' anger and bloodlust to go and take every single fight. That mythic hollow twister assault rifle now in the hands of Pin, and we see that void mask go off. They're trying to rush up before the teleport can happen. But will the teleport to safety occur as we see Flashy just building up ever so quickly out? No 90s crank, just cranking vertically right now.
And now has the advantage of the higher ground. Flashy FV going to be able to now spread out and going to use their teammates. They've gotten into the box with their opponents. Can't rotate fast enough to track them. And now pinned in by their opponents. Got enough teammates around though. Pine going to go down. This is the matchup against Edgemead we were waiting for. And they're down by 1. Dewey under some pressure there. It's taken down. It's all up to Flash. They've won the vertical battle. But it's the fancy footwork of Edgemead that's come out the better. Now can shoot through the bullets. You know what? Trading damage is not going to work to your advantage. And eventually confirmed out there. It is going to be Edgemead adding to their kill count. That takes them to 14 already. And there's still 16 more victims waiting for them to claim.
And I mean, you saw in that spot also that the Void Mask doesn't always work as you intended to. The iframes of it just went off as soon as that shotgun shot went off as well from the side of Edgemead. And that is going to go ahead and confirm the kills. Like you said, a total of 14 right now. And they're not done, Alt. They see that train coming through. And they see the people on the train as well. And now aiming directly at them. The drop down from AWAC, the shotgun shots, the spray. Snow Wolf gets taken out very, very quickly. And these guys are putting on a show for us, buddy.
No hesitation. We've already built ourselves an empire over here, and now you come jump off a train, food delivered, Uber Eats, thank you very much. And all right, now the big bad wolf just dominating any building that goes in front of them. Now spraying their opponent through the air. Good stashes, great mobility force out of that. Look at the distance that you got out of that, and one target eludes them for now.
So in that spray over there, it's very tough to see, but there was a tiny little X mark showing the connects on the bullets. There was like 4 or 5 connects on that spray mid-air over there, and that's not even the pure hit scan gun. That's insane from these guys. Yes, we're going to move over to EJ, trying to keep these walls up, building it out of metal, going to edit with that shotgun out, hoping to catch them off guard, builds that door, but knock, knock! Who's there? It's Dragon on the other side, getting that elimination and the confirm ever so quickly. We're down to 16 players and 7 teams.
Man, the wall disappeared and suddenly there were 2 people with a shotgun stuffed in your face and they both pulled the trigger at the same time. There was no chance there. And I mean, that was just an attempt from EJ, I think it was, that they stuck around. The person that dashed away with the sword was their teammate and they tried to play a little sneaky counter attack and teammate was wrapping around slowly, but it was just too late. And so maybe a very late reboot to come back in here, but I think Edgemead is just moving on right now as we jump in here. First time with this Dinks Liz team and looking for a nice rotate off the high ground, but maybe looking to also pick off some teams, making a rotation out of the incoming storm.
I mean, we just went from an entire battle to a lovely little nature walk over here on the mountains. It's so beautiful. I mean, look at the island over there. Fortnite has this amazing thing where they keep the beauty of the island with the absolute chaos of every single thing that they add. KB in that kill feed, getting another elimination on Blocky Steve, and that's actually very close to that team that we were just spectating. And if they want to survive, Slim Shady over there is going to have to go around 8 miles as we go into a bunch of spinning presents. This is sort of hypnotic right now.
There are some teams who play that high aggression play style so that they can get the kill points. And then there are others that play the more patient play style, you know, get what they can so that they can get optimal position. And then there are those guys who are getting both position and the best fun out of it. Those guys are having the time of their life, and I appreciate it. So no kills to their name just yet, but I'd want to be on that squad. I'm telling you that much, AR.
Well, what are the odds that they all sing "You Spin My Head Right Round"?
Now that's going to be in my head for a while. It's going to stick around. So let's go back into Fortnite, right? 6 teams. There's a lot of action down here on the slopes and 3 teams within a sightline distance. And with Hitscan back into it, I mean, there is a reboot for the duo lurking around the edge if they do want to try to claim it late. Or even just try to take advantage. Storm versus High Ground. Free rotation comes out there for Chris. And they immediately try to cancel it down, get just enough distance to leapfrog. No, they actually cancel it out. They've left the duo to engage the trio on the hillside.
Yeah, but at this point in the game, Chris over there has no shields and only around 70 builds or so. This is a tough situation. It's going to prove a very dire situation as those gifts have made their way up the zip line, and it was the same strat we saw in the last game. They managed to go ahead and get a triple elimination just by staying by these zip lines, but now they have to deal with Edgemead's side. They have to deal with AWAC, who has that purple assault rifle and that golden shotgun, not to even mention Dragon flying up above with that high ground. That sword, though, gonna go ahead and knock them back just a little bit. The sprays on the builds come through. Can't build over there is that gift, but the domination of Dragon manages to get that shotgun shot. That's 1 down for the team, and they will go ahead and confirm that kill as well.
Look how they work together. Duos pairing up. Dragon was under a lot of pressure there to take a 1v1 and immediately had a whack of a leaf coming next to them just to turn into a 2v1. And then they isolate one at a time. Now they've got the 3rd member on the ropes. Actually, it's the 2nd member. This was a duo of earlier. And they say, actually, you know what, KB? We believe in you. Go take this fight yourself. Have a little bit of fun. You got a blade in hand. And builds frenetically going up in front here of KB7. Decides to go for 1 and a single shot. That's all it takes.
That's insane. That is absolutely insane. And I think an important thing that you actually mentioned over there was how good these guys managed to go ahead in these squads and turn every single engagement into a 1v1. Or at least in the best that they can do, a 3v1. And then managed to go ahead and turn that to a 3v2 and then turn it again into a 3v1. And we saw in that spot over there, one bullet. That's how low that last person was on the team. One bullet was all it took from height to get that final elimination. These guys are doing absolutely insane in the kill feed over there. Sinner getting an elimination. Another team with a good amount of kills, 10 to the name so far. We have 5 teams left and 12 players, and they are going to go ahead and confirm some more.
The early Pike eventually going to be put out of their misery, and Sinner sitting on top. Yeah, it adds 1 to the kill count. Now got sights set again, and one more time it's looking at these good teams. Why do they have such good kill counts? Because they don't stop. They're constantly looking. They got to keep their head on a swivel as the team's now forced ever closer. 4 squads remain, 2 on the islands, 2 on the slopes. And it's really going to be, I think, as everyone kind of abandons their post, teams on the slopes, on the mountains, I think going to have a better approach towards that zone. But you're going to have to be in a good position. 3 teams left as Saab Group and going to be taken out. And with 9 players, that means everyone's left in a trio.
Yeah, and it's scary to think that's how quickly the numbers dropped. I mean, we were just at 6 teams just a little bit ago. And these guys are out here dropping these numbers faster than we can ever count it down. And we move over to KB, who the fastest thing that's happening right now is these builds and these edits, cranking a 180 over there. Now up close and personal shotgun shot connects, falls off, but gets the fadeaway with that shotgun. AWAC unfortunately gets taken down. Now playing a height still is Dragon, looking for where the other teammates may be. There's that shotgun shot, and there's the confirm as well. And now we'll go ahead and waterfall down to go ahead and erase AWAC, and we're down to our final 2 teams, Alt.
Ooh, the other team was too far away for that third party, so they just held the island and let chaos ensue, maybe hoping that there was going to be a couple more elimination, not expecting this enemy decided to come out with full HP, full strength, and the patience of this team. Only 4 kills to their name. They've at least proven themselves against one other squad. Now they've got to play against the dominators of the first lobby and the guys who have set the tempo through the second. Long distance sightline is the battleground of choice as they face off. They want to hold on to these islands as long as possible. The next zone is not as the first knock comes out.
I mean, the beams just occurring, and that's insane, Alt. I mean, first of all, you see the castle that's built over there on the hill, but then the beams on this team on the island. I mean, you said they were too far away to third party. It's not too far away for Edgemead to third party that island as they get the beam, they get that first knock, and now they push very, very confidently below island.
I love this. They've got the ability to drop down and still be safe. So, and it's still Dragon keeping that long sight line out there. He's still putting pressure, making sure that the teammates can rotate early. And look at the distance that he's challenging this from. Those are great shots. How is no one down there? They must be on a sliver of HP. Still the words go down. Finally, the 2 of them claimed at a distance. No engagement needed. And 9, 9, and 8. We're sitting.
Oh my god.
Goodness, 26 kills for the squad and 2 first places. That's 47 kills in the day. They've taken out an entire lobby on their own.
It's 25 points if I'm not mistaken for first place?
Yeah.
Do the math on that one, chat. That's 50 points alone from the first place. Let alone the, 40 odd kills that they got within today. That is insane from Edgemead, and this is what we talk about when we say mega stars in the making, ladies and gentlemen.
I love this. I absolutely
Oh
love
my
this.
goodness.
You know, we mentioned people like PRG and SWAT Corp, and these are the schools really taking esports seriously and investing a lot, and Edgemead has been there. You know, I've been very closely working with my Rocket League guys, and every year, for like the last 3 years, every time it's an Edgemead game, they're like, oh, sir, we're like a little bit worried about this time. And it goes across multiple titles. It's a dominant performance in the ones that they really shine in. This is a squad that should already be in the pro scenes, and I can't wait. Like, I'm putting it out there. This is first week of broadcast. I can't wait to see Edgemead rocking up at AGC at the end of the year and getting to actually play against the pros. That's how far ahead I'm looking for those youngsters.
That's insane. Oh my god. My mind is blown at that. The beams that we just saw mixed with the ability to actually build that quickly. I mean, we saw how the rotates went. One was still up on that mountain, beaming from up high, and then we saw one go down. I think it was Dragon that went down low, got the distance from the island just to beam from down low, and they ended up with 26 in that game. Absolutely dominating. This is surely going to be that team that makes their way into that Premier Division, because remember, 182 schools have signed up for this 4th year of ASL, but only one team per school will make it into that Premier Division. Of course, ASL, the home of the future of esports right here. Mega stars in the making, like I said, brought to you obviously by Ace and Nitro, making this opportunity for all of these guys, for that stepping stone into an esports career. Like Alt said, half of these guys over here, they should be signed to orgs. Any orgs out there looking for these pro players, look no further. They're right in front of you.
Can't wait to see like talent scouts actually sitting in Twitch chats going, all right, that's the one that we need. We got to invest here and get him early, because that's what these guys are deserving. I must admit, a moment of silence, like you say, only one team per school. A moment of silence if Edgemead has other Fortnite teams. Like, genuinely, you guys are probably great as well, but when you're going up against that sort of performance, if they do that week after week, woof, that's going to be an indomitable record. So a great first week of Fortnite in general. And we don't just have Fortnite, guys. By the way, this is just week 1 of the broadcast. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we bring you everything. We bring you Fortnite on all 3 days. Yeah, that's how many lobbies we're running, 6 per week. We got Rocket League. We got Valorant. You guys did some... There's one other one that we sometimes do.
We do League sometimes, but I'm not
League
sure if we're doing it this time.
We'll see. Okay,
But
just
we'll
stick
see
around, you know. From 4 o'clock onwards, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, this is the only place you need to be.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Get your popcorn, throw on back on the couches. This is where it's at right here. And of course, like I'll say, the end of week 2, week 3 starting next week, but also the end of this season for chapter 5, or chapter 6, sorry, season 1. And season 2 is going to be changing everything up. Let's talk about it just a little bit. We've got, in the trailer, we've seen a dual wield.
No, you had your time with your weapons and everything.
Okay.
There are a lot of those, but I'm waiting for Mortal Kombat, man. Mortal Kombat has some sick powers that they could bring in here. And then the other big one, mobility. That's been such a dominant factor, whether it was like the airbending from Avatar days or the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Just always been definitives. That's what I want to see. Did you see anything like that in this trailer?
Not much actually, which is, I think they're leaving it for release day. That is going to blow everyone's minds, hopefully. I mean, the only thing that we've seen in terms of a free mobility is the train that is still in the game, but nothing yet of that. And like I'll say, the Mortal Kombat collab is going to bring a couple of things as well in terms of Mythic. So hopefully we'll get to see that action over there, but we'll have to wait until next week to go ahead and see what Season 2 brings us. For now, we are going to be closing off. Thank you, Alt. It's been an absolute blast going ahead and casting with you. The boys are back, and we're more than hyped for ASL. Of course, thank you to Broadcast in the back for going ahead and doing a fantastic job for all of us. And thank you to all of you guys who actually go ahead and show support for all of this, because that's what it's all about. If we get more support for these guys, it's bigger opportunities for these guys as well. Not just for these guys, for esports in general in South Africa. But we are going to be ending off. Stick around until next week, Tuesday, 4 p.m, when we continue this journey of ASL. From myself and Altruism, we must bid you adieu for now. Enjoy your evenings.
Bye.